Hey, welcome to this video. Today we are going to be shooting a podcast gear haul. So we've had quite a number of people reach out to us and say, hey, what are you using for your podcast mics? What's your setup like? And rather than respond to every single person individually, we decided that we'll do what we do best, create a full video on our podcasting setup and show you exactly what we do and don't have. So let's get into it. So when it comes to podcasting, right, there's no one particular setup. There's no right way or wrong way. And realistically, you don't need any of this gear at all, right? To create a podcast, you can simply record audio into your smartphone and use that as your audio recording device, right? Or you can go to the other end of the stratosphere and book time in a radio studio or a recording studio, right? And there's so many different options in between as well. But what we're gonna do today is show you through our setup, show you what we've got, and then you can make some decisions on what's gonna line up best with your budget and your podcasting goals from there. So, first things first, guys, we will talk about the particular microphone that we use, which this particular microphone is the Rode Procaster. They are you'd probably say mid-range microphone. So they retail anywhere sort of between 150 to 250 Australian dollars, depending on where you purchase them from. But they are a fantastic podcasting microphone. And we also just grabbed the pop filter that fits straight over the top there as well. So that's the microphone, right? Then we need to look at our setup. We have either the boom arm set up here for our microphone, or we can have the smaller tripod as well. So with the tripod version, we are using the Manfrotto Mini, very versatile, useful tripod, lots of different ranges of motion. And you can pretty much pack that up, take that with you anywhere if your podcast is gonna move around at all. But for us, using our studio setup, we've gone with the Rode PSA-1 boom arms. So with these boom arms, it's kind of a case of you get what you pay for, right? So you can get cheaper options which aren't spring loaded and not leveraged. So if your microphone has any kind of weight to it, they can be a little bit clunky. But with the Rode PSA-1, obviously it's built for those microphones. It can carry the weight. It's very smooth, very versatile, and just clips onto the edge of your table. The next thing we're looking at here is the shock mount as well. So the Rode shock mount, and this basically just takes any noise out of your recording if you were to bump the microphone or when you move the boom arm during recording as well. There's no loud bumps or knock noises. So it just allows lots of flexibility, and you can move things around while you're recording without any noise. So that is the microphone. And they're simply, they're an XLR cable plugged into the bottom of the microphone, and then that runs into your recording interface. So for us, we have the Zoom H6 audio interface, and that allows you to plug up to 6 different XLR cables. So you could have up to 6 microphones, for example, plugged into this particular model. And it simply records all of your audio onto an SD card. You can take that SD card, plug that into your computer, and do all your editing from there. So really handy, versatile unit. That kind of unit, one here retails for around the $500 Australian mark, but again, there's lots of different options you can look at. And if you don't want to go with a portable unit like that, you could use something like the Focusrite Scarlett. So again, this is an audio interface that allows you to plug into XLR cables, record your audio, and then that would need to be plugged into a computer or something like that with some other software to make that work. Whereas with the H6, you can record straight into that. The next thing that we use when we're recording our podcast is just a set of headphones. And again, you can use any type of headphones that you like. For us, we've gone with the Audio Technica brand as well. Good stable set of headphones to use in our podcast. And again, that can plug straight into your Zoom H6 so that everybody's getting the same audio in their headset while you're recording. We also record our podcast in terms of video as well, so audio and video. For that, we're just using the Sony a7 III. We've got multiple versions of this camera, and we just record all of our video using those very handy units. Again, it's totally up to you depending on what your budget is and what you're doing with your podcast. You can record all the video onto your smartphone and use that, or you might be in a studio setup with larger cameras again. So it's completely up to you. Then when we are recording our podcast, we also use the A10 Mini. So this is a switcher which allows you to change back and forth between multiple cameras running at the same time, right? So we might have person A recording over here, person B here, and we can switch back and forth and maybe even have that third shot that's capturing the screen there as well. So this just allows you to switch back and forth between your camera views while you're recording and or live streaming. So great option there as well. But that's about it, guys. That's our basic setup in terms of our podcasting gear. So we have the Rode microphone, we have the Rode shock mount, the Rode boom arm, pop filter, XLR cable running into the Zoom H6 recorder. We plug in our headphones as well, and obviously we use other gear to record the video version of the podcast as well. So hope that answers all of your questions. Again, if you've got any feedback or any questions on particular prices or where to buy things, all that sort of stuff, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed the video.